Hi, my name is Elizabeth Recker. I am a student at Florida Gulf Coast University, and I'm a bioengineering major. This is my presentation on biomaterials used for 3D bioprinting organs. So what is 3D bioprinting? Bioprinting is a type of computer-aided tissue engineering. This picture here is an example of a 3D bioprinter made by Envision Tech. This specific model uses a syringe-based extrusion process. There are many different types of processes and techniques used by 3D printers. However, the main advantage of this technique is the ability to print very high cell densities with a fast fabrication rate. Speed can be a very important factor when working with live cells. 3D printers turn 3D models and patient CT data into a physical 3D scaffold. Why is this important? Although 3D printing has been around for decades, its great potentials have actually only been realized recently. The large prospective reach that this challenge has can greatly impact the medicinal fields, from dentistry to drug formulation. Shown here are only a few of the possible areas where 3D printing can be implemented to improve efficiency, learning, and success rates. So a little history and background. The idea of tissue and organ culture in vitro, meaning grown in a lab, has actually only been around for about 30 years. In 1984, Charles Hull invented his apparatus for 3D printing objects using stereolithography. And only 15 years later, the first bioprinted bladder was transplanted. This is the young man in the photo who had a bioprinted bladder transplanted in 1999. He is still alive and well today with a perfectly functioning bladder, and he lives a very normal life thanks to 3D bioprinting. Relating this specific challenge to the National Academy of Engineering Grand Challenges for Engineers, we can see that it aligns pretty closely with two of the challenges. The first being advancing health informatics. Stronger health information systems not only improve everyday medical visits, but they are essential to counter pandemics and biological or chemical attacks. By combining technology with the medicinal fields, we are able to develop new data and research methods. Research done to find new biomaterials and solutions to fabrication methods will advance the health informatics available. The second challenge that it aligns with is creating better medicines. Engineers are developing new systems to use genetic information, sense small changes in the body, assess new drugs, and deliver vaccines. Testing treatment options on bioprinted tissue samples will help to determine which treatments are best suited for which diseases. Scaffolds are 3D printed structures that provide support and stability for cells. They are similar to a mold or a form, and they create a platform for cells to move to form new tissue. While there are plenty of advantages to the scaffold method, there are also limitations. The biggest challenge that comes along with this technique is the availability of biomaterials. Now let's take a look at the different biomaterials. Both the chemical and physical composition of scaffolds is extremely important for cell viability. This is why the chosen biomaterials play such a crucial role in the success of 3D printed tissues and organs. Biomaterials that are used for three-dimensional printing can be categorized into three groups: ceramics, composites, and polymers. They can also be further classified based on criteria such as chemical and physical composition, type of origin, biocompatibility, flexibility, and biodegradability. This figure outlines some of the factors that need to be considered by bioengineers when designing scaffolds. First, they need to consider the biocompatibility of their biomaterial. Next, they need to consider the biodegradability of their scaffold. And finally, they need to consider the flexibility and how tailorable their scaffold design is. Bioengineering is one of the fastest growing fields in the US. In the future, some serious breakthroughs may include higher resolution and faster printers, along with new printable biomaterials, These 3D printers and materials have the potential to be improved greatly, enabling medical professionals and biomedical engineers to work together to create a new, reliable way to transplant organs and ultimately save lives. This concludes my presentation on biomaterials used for 3D printing organs. Here is a list of my references that I used to create this PowerPoint.